Hey guys, what up? Welcome back. So I know it's been a minute since I've posted on YouTube. Not for lack of trying. I think for some off-the-wall reason, I'm gonna blame it on Mercury retrograde. My phone space, I had subscribed to a iCloud space storage membership, and for some reason, I guess because my credit card is about to expire in September, they just stopped accepting it. So it is what it is. Hopefully I have better success with this one. So I just thought I would come on and do a collective chakra tarot spread for you guys. So if you are guided here, then there's probably something that you could take from this reading. Sometimes, you know, energy is very fluid. So if the whole reading doesn't resonate for you, just take what does. Okay. We are collectively going through some major changes, major shifts, and it's all for the intent of clearing, and it's a very divinely guided energy. So I pulled the card for overall energy of, you know, kind of what we're experiencing right now, and the Tower in reverse came out. And in this deck, this is the in-between deck. So it's in between the Tower and the Star. So again, with the whole divinely guided, and it's funny that this is Aquarius energy, right? We're headed, or we are, in my opinion, in the age of Aquarius now, right? Making this transition and really integrating different parts of ourself, right? The different pieces, piecing them together, right? After this kind of ripping away of the ego, the lighting of the fire, the tree of life coming back, right, into our conscious reality. This card also reminds me of like coming out of this like slave mentality of you know, working for the man, and the control structures, and all of these things are really shattering, right? It's a really exciting time to be alive. And like I said, this reading is for, it's a chakra tarot spread. So what I'll do is I'll pull a couple cards for each of the chakras. And if you're not currently doing chakra balancing work, now's a good time to start, right? I think everybody would really highly benefit from doing this work. And what your chakras are, for those who might not know, is just your energy centers, right? This is the Eastern's way of medicine, of their understanding, is that we have these. And in my humble opinion, it's very true. I've witnessed and done a lot of energy healing, being that I work with energy healing in my career. And you know, when you really start tapping into these centers, there's no doubt about them being real, right? Which usually will intrigue you to want to learn more. And by paying attention to the chakras, you can or you will start healing all aspects of your life. Physical healing, mental healing, spiritual healing. So it's just really important work, and I would highly suggest it for everybody. All right, so I think I'm going to use the Oracle of the Energy, the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Reid. It's calling my name right now. So the first chakra I will start with will be the root. I got a couple cards that do not belong in there. Hopefully that's it. And then stick around to the end because I also have some messages from Spirit for the collective from the Starseed Oracle. All right, so we'll start with the root, and this is something that you need to cultivate in your life. We've got Awakening Genius, came out underneath Smoke and Mirrors. So beyond the illusion, right? And this is what we're all tapping into collectively, consciously, is clearing away things that are out of alignment with us, seeking truth, gaining wisdom. And as a direct result of doing this energy work, doing this inner work, you are activating your DNA, awakening the higher aspects of self. It looks like there's a lot of angel wings in the background, which reminds me of, I think I'm gonna make just a video on this, but I had the coolest experience yesterday in the shower. I'll just talk about it briefly, and then I'm gonna go into what I think the meaning of it is in a separate video. But I was in the shower, and I always work with like clearing my energies in the shower, resetting intentionally. And I closed my eyes and I was facing the water with my head like just in front of the water, and I had my eyes closed and I saw these huge green, like had an emerald energy to it, and wings grow out of my back. Okay, I had wings grow out of my back in the astral realm, like, and I was picking up on it clairvoyantly. And there's so much more that came along with it, but I'm really excited to share that story with you guys. So make sure that you watch for that video. And also, I just wanted to thank you guys right away for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Make sure that you are subscribed. I know sometimes for some reason they unsubscribe people, so and hit that bell. We had just had the Great and Full card pop out, and I don't know why this reminds me of a crab coming out of the water. Like, it's obviously just water, but does anybody else see the crab like coming out of the water? And the 4 is about stability. I've been getting downloads that if we, or by helping each other, supporting each other, those that are doing this work, reach out and support your sisters and brothers. And the more that we do this, the more we're filling our own cup. And I've also been getting the message that we are coming into some of the most abundant times of our lives. So what an amazing message. Thank you, Spirit. All right, let's get back to it. I apologize for my rambling. You guys know how I do. Just bear with me. I sometimes get multiple downloads, so I just go with it. All right, so cultivating, grounding your inner genius into your life, right? Doing things that make you feel full, that make you feel great, that make you feel joyful, blissful, right? Keeping the high vibe is really helping to activate this inner genius. Also, obviously, by doing the inner work and clearing energies that no longer are in alignment with you, cutting ties, cutting cords from associations, toxic people, places, things, ideas, right? Letting all of those things go, letting them flow, and just being in the flow of life is really going to inspire and awaken this genius within you. Remember, a major key here is to let go. And it's kind of like, no, I don't want to say kind of, it is like you literally have to let go of everything that you once held to be true, right? This is about completely starting over, reconstructing, reinventing yourself in alignment with, you know, your higher purpose, things that you love. All right, for the sacral, this will be about any guilt or shame that needs to be released. And for this one, I'm going to go back to the in-between deck. Any guilt or shame that needs to be released. Tell me about any guilt or shame for the collective that needs to be released. Okay. We've got the Three of Cups headed to the Four of Cups, and the Eight of Wands headed to the Nine of Wands. And the energy that I get right here, the first message that comes up is like feeling like people are sleeping on you, right? You can't always reach everybody when you want to, right? And the message here is, by being your most authentic self, by walking in your highest path, by speaking your truth, following your inner being, connecting with your source, eventually people do learn from what they see, right? So just really tapping into embodying your highest version is going to really benefit you. And allow yourself to let go of any guilt around, and it might even be unconscious guilt around people that don't get it and that are maybe still choosing on a soul level to live in the lower densities of anger, anxiety, or fear. But trust and believe that by you walking in your truth and being your most authentic self, others will start to awaken. And the magic here comes with the childlike attitude, right? The joyful, if you can remember back to times in your life, and maybe you didn't have the best childhood, but there was always a time when you were innocent, when you didn't know, right? When you weren't really aware maybe of what was going on with the adults. You know, you were just worried about being a child and playing and joy. And if you didn't know that, or you can't remember that, I'm sure you knew somebody that did have that could, or you could even say, you know, what would that feel like to just be innocent, like be childlike, be joyful, like, right? And embracing that part of yourself, because that is a part of yourself. We have all of these different archetypes within us, and it's about which ones we focus on, right? Which ones we bring into our conscious perspective. So choosing to bring in that connected to source, childlike, innocent flow vibration, and just really standing in your truth and doing the healing work on yourself will eventually inspire others. You know, it's just sometimes we want things now. It's that instant gratification thing that we're really used to in the West, at least. You know, it's what we know, right? So it's getting out of that, getting out of your own way and trusting in the process. All right, next up is the solar plexus. Kitten, and I should have said this before, this just came up. You could invite in as we're going through these chakras. So just quick, let's get up to speed. So it just invite in the red for the root, embracing your awakening genius, and just allow that center to open and expand. This is just in the base of your spine, so right by your sit bones. And then move your attention up to your sacral, which is right below your belly button. And this is your center of passion, of sexual energy as well. Very powerful. Just invite in that color yellow. And allow it to open and expand. Taking what it needs. All right, so we're gonna move up to the solar plexus now, which is just a couple inches further up. And invite in the color orange. And I'm gonna pull some cards around how you can feel more confident. How can we feel more confident in these energies? We've got the Seven of Swords with the Queen of Coins in reverse. I'm gonna put this one sideways because it fell on the floor and it kind of came out this way. So I feel like there's a couple stories here. And one is to make sure that you're taking time for you. Even if you have others to care for or other responsibilities, making sure that you're taking the time out to take care of you, to nurture you, to love on you. And I feel like this calls for also the inner soldier, right? And sometimes we get knocked down, but it's about the getting back up. You could look back at how far you've come, give you a little confidence boost. And as long as you're coming from a place of love and of authenticity, you have, and of truth, right? Integrity, you have all the reason in the world to be confident. Some of you just gotta work on you. Stop worrying about everybody else. Stop worrying about what other people say. There's that saying, you know, what other people say or think about you is none of your damn business. And it's the truth, right? Pull your attention into you. And if there are people out there that are making you feel some type of way, then maybe you could take a good review on, you know, what situations you're willing to keep in your life and which ones you need to let go of. It's not always worth the fight. You deserve to have people in your life that are there for you, that carry the torch for you, right? That inspire you. And this is a learning process. the thing is, when you start really remembering who you are, you know, you can always come back to that. You can always come back to that place of love, connecting with the heart space. And speaking of the heart space, I'm gonna pull a couple. If you want to pull your attention up to your heart and just invite in the color green, allowing this center to open and expand, just taking what it needs. Some of you guys are really leveling up. And the question here is, how can I practice self-care? And a bunch of cards came out. I'm not gonna, well, I'll go through them quick. Okay. We've got endless possibilities, right? You can reach for the stars. Don't put a ceiling on what you want to achieve in this life. When you find your purpose, you know, things will just open up for you. Make sure that you're taking the time every single day for this self-care, quieting the mind, going into meditation. And there's so many different types of meditation that you could be doing, and you know, each one is going to give you you know, more different types of activations or knowingnesses, and they might not happen in that exact moment. Again, this is like a huge lesson of patience, this awakening journey. But the more you start practicing this, you know, maybe it'll come in that moment, maybe it'll come later that day, maybe it'll come the next week, but you start having all of these different activations and these knowingnesses of, you know, how you can heal this, how you can heal that, or how you can achieve this, right? Again, endless possibilities. You have an innate intelligence inside you that will help you, right? You just got to put your focus on it by quieting the mind, letting go of all that crazy shit that is floating around up there, right? Letting go of the thoughts for a while and really taking your power back, right? Allowing your thoughts, or training your thoughts to quiet. And when you do this, you allow in the beast that's inside you, the spirit, the soul, your divine counterpart that's been quiet for way too long, that's just waiting to wake up, right? And those that practice this know. And it becomes like, it's not a chore. I can't wait to meditate every day. Like, I've had some of the most beautiful experiences of my life by quieting the mind. Highly, 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 highly recommend doing this at least 20 minutes every single day, twice a day if you can. And it's also good to quiet the mind in the morning and right before bed. So, you know, take a few minutes to, you know, get your, in the morning, and then you might want to think about a few things that you want to accomplish that day, right? I think Bob Proctor advises, they suggest like six things that you want to get done. You want motivation? Think about what you want to get done first thing in the morning, right after quieting the mind and coming to your heart center, coming into a place of peace, and that'll jumpstart your whole day. And the opposite is also true, right? If you get out of bed and you know, your alarm goes off and you're like, no, I don't want to wake up, and then you'll end up, you know, having that kind of roller coaster ball rolling, I should say, the ball rolls that direction, right? So you'll probably get up, stub your toe, step on a Lego, spill some coffee on you, right? So it's in the morning, it's really, really important to set up your day how you want it to be. And then before going to bed, by quieting your mind, you're tapping again into your subconscious, unconscious realms, the higher aspects of mind, the innate intuitive part of you. And you can, one good practice I like to do before bed, especially if anything happened that was out of alignment, you could go back and change it in your mind's eye and have the outcome come in that you did want. All right, so you can kind of like reset it. Or it's also a powerful time for manifestation. So just allowing yourself to visualize and daydream and ponder the things that you're working on manifesting at this time, as if it's already happened and you're in it, right? And then pull in your senses and pull in the gratitude. Speaking of gratitude, this whole journey is about healing the heart space and connecting with the mind, body, soul. Beautiful, beautiful energies. And Spirit's saying, you know, I got your back. Just call on me. Come a little closer. Invite that space to open. Invite in a higher perspective, a higher view, your guides, your angels, your wisdom. Do it often. The more that you can stay in these higher vibrational energies of the heart space, not only will you be happier in life, but you're going to influence other people as well, right? Energy is super catchy. You ever notice when somebody's in a really shitty mood, all of a sudden you end up, you know, a little crabby? Or, you know, this energy is it's not linear, it's very fluid, it's very energetic. It's very catchy. And speaking of come a little closer, we've got Tender Embrace that came out as well with all these other cards in the heart space. Your heart is great and full now, Spirit's saying, right? All of this love. They said 3 cards wasn't enough. So just know that you are loved and connect in with that. And this is something that you'll feel, right? Spirit speaks not only in metaphor and signs and synchronicities, but energetically. You can feel truth. I'm sure you can feel love too. I'm sure all of you have had, you know, those moments when you're like watching TV and something really powerful comes on TV and it like gives you goosebumps, right? That's that love vibration working on an energetic level. All right, moving on. We're gonna pull our energies up to the throat. Just say hello. Pulling in the color blue. And for this one, the question is going to be around truth. Tell me what I need to know. I'm feeling called to switch decks. Oh, the Osho's calling my name. The Osho's in. All right. Tell me what it is we need to know. Ooh. We've got projections. And of course, they're both blue. And we've got letting go. So this could go in a million different ways. Take it how it resonates for you. Projections could be seen as either on the astral, like it looks like they're coming out of their body, right? We're speaking about, you know, clairvoyant or these other subtle multi-dimensional realms, and those that are able to tap into that energy. Some of you might be working in the astral to heal. Some of you could actually be healing others in this realm. For others, this is just a shedding of the ego, letting go of layers that are just no longer in alignment. For others, I'm hearing somebody could be letting go of a relationship, some type of like narcissistic type relationship where they're projecting onto you this toxic energy, or I'm hearing energy vampires. So this is about letting go of those angles, those perspectives, those people if need be, and taking your power back. Healing. And I'm hearing not just healing you, but others. Oh, okay. Ancestral lineages are being healed here. And if you feel like this is you but don't know much about it, I would invite you to look up like the Human Genome Project. I'm not going to get into all that right now. But I invite you to look that up, and how it's actually proven that our traumas affect lineages. They're saying up to 14 lines. So it's now coming into the collective consciousness that we can also heal out other lineages. All right, I gotta get a move on. Third eye, pull up your attention to the brow area. Invite in the color purple. Or indigo. And the question here is, how can I connect to my inner wisdom? I'm hearing, do not suppress that shit. Let go of any, no, I'm sorry, not let go of, but things are going to be coming to your conscious awareness for you to let go of. Things that may have been pushed down, repressed, stuck energy. Some of you guys could be feeling guided to go get some Reiki done, or some cranial sacral work, some type of energetic work, healing the body, the physical body. And that could bring up some things that you had suppressed to be released. We've got innocence here. So again, connecting to that childlike, joy-like factor. Look at, dude, you can't make this shit up. Oh, shit. You know, doing things that excite you, doing things that are adventurous, right? That are in integrity, joy-like. Connect with nature, I'm hearing also. All of these things are going to help you to release the denser layers and connect with your inner wisdom, your higher self. All right, and lastly, I invite you to pull your attention up to the crown, the top of your head, and invite in the color violet. And this one's gonna be a message from your soul, from our soul, the one soul. And I'm gonna pull this one from the Starseed Oracle. And this is just gonna be a beautiful collective message from the soul space, from spirit, from the universe. Ooh, we've got perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Find common ground. So there could be some things that are coming up with relationships or with other people, or other situations where you're gonna need to look at more perspectives than just your own. Try to get an idea of where it's coming from, their side of it. And then also look at other sides of it too, right? Take a step back and think about how you would feel, and find a way to communicate in an effective way, in a rational way. We've got the Golden Children and Star Family that just flew out here, and this will wrap up our reading today. All right, so we've got the Golden Children. Inner child work, you guys. Also, something that has been coming up is, by connecting with different energies in your I am presence, you're going to learn a lot. This card is about inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. So what did we just say? How can I open up? Well, by, getting back in touch with that inner child, that joy perspective of self, the innocence. And when you do this, you're going to find that these activations come in, these rare gifts come in. Right? And this reminds me of like being in the shower and having these huge, beautiful angel wings come out of my back. I really attribute it to, I don't know if that's the right use of that word, but I associate it with, my attitude and how I'm able to stay in a joyful, like, composition. Most of the time. I'm not perfect, but it's really amazing what starts opening up. And then we lastly have, but definitely not least, Star Family. So you are a part of a team of souls. Call in support. I love it. Make sure that you are calling in your Star Family, spending time outside and inside, connecting with consciously, right? You have support. We have support here, you guys. And I'm feeling guided to read this one. I don't use this deck very often, and I don't usually read, but once in a while, I feel guided to read from the book. And this one says, at some stage, we were each given a part of a soul cluster, a gathering of souls who broke away from the other to experience themselves individually. Those who are part of your soul cluster are part of your Star Family. Your Star Family are the souls who are cut from a similar cosmic cloth. You haven't just experienced timelines together. Your souls were actually once one. It's very common for star family members to incarnate at similar times, to work with anchoring a similar frequency of light, and to cross paths with each other. You know that someone's part of your star family when you feel like you know and remember them from the moment that you meet. Right? They feel instantly familiar and comfortable. Time passes quickly, and both stretch and also stretches out when you're with them. You can feel yourself when you're with them, right? Probably more than others. And it can sometimes feel like you're looking into the mirror when you encounter your soul family, because in a way you are. Often you'll go out of your way to help those that are in your soul family instinctively, just knowing it's part of your path. So when a star family member dies, you feel it very deeply, regardless of how long you knew them. And this reminds me of that part of 1983 that I had talked about a couple weeks ago, and how they said on there, I thought it was really just beautiful, so I shared it on Facebook. But they said that when you love someone or you're deeply connected with someone, you guys share a part of your soul. And when that person dies, that part of you that you had given them of yourself dies too. And so what that means is that when they pass on, when they transition, they're also still with you from that piece of them that they gave you. And so they're able to see through your eyes now. And so this is really about making sure that you are living your best life, because they're living it too with you. If this card comes up in a spread, it says it's likely that you've met someone who's part of your star family, or you're about to, or they could be trying to connect with you. Right? I feel this in a major way all the time. Let me know in the comments, who do you think is from the same star family as you? And, how can you call upon them for support, or how do you call upon them for support? I'd love to hear your guys' stories and connect with you guys more. All right, you guys, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you most of all for being the change you want to see. Love you guys. Till next time. Peace.